What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be recapping UFC Mexico City. It's a pretty fun card. We'll start at the main event and we'll go down. All right, guys. So Royval, Raw Dog, he beat Moreno in the rematch. Those two are combined 0-5 against Pantoja. It's a pretty crazy stat. I thought it was a very close fight. I did have Royval winning personally. Who do you guys have winning at the end of the fight?
Um, I mean, I thought that Royval did enough. I thought he won rounds 3 through 5. Um, Moreno didn't grapple enough for my liking. I thought that with his wrestling, I thought he was gonna, throw Royval around a little bit more. And Royval has been like shown to be definitely susceptible to grappling, so I thought that he was gonna implement that a little bit more. I thought he was like, getting the better of it when in the few times that it was kind of used. Just I think he's just like stronger, but um yeah, Royval just kept popping the jab. I felt like his shots were more crisp. Uh Moreno kept trying to like land like overhand rights randomly, but like he was fighting like he was tired, I think, down the stretch, and it cost him.
What do you think, Clark?
Yeah, I thought Royval won. I think it was pretty clear. Moreno won the first two, and Royval cleaned house in the last three. It was just so disappointing to watch, honestly. Like, I've never seen Moreno fight like that. Like, especially like when they fought the first time. Like, if you don't think you can finish, like, how can you not think you can finish this dude? Like, he did it last time so easily, just ran through him, and now you're not being as confident as you once were. It's just weird to me. The whole game plan of just throwing overhand rights basically the whole fight. I mean, there was no other combos I saw from him. It was just strange. I don't know if he's like not hungry anymore because like in his mind Pantoja's the champ, so he can't get that rematch soon. So he's like, well, screw this. I just have no idea, to be honest, based on what I just saw.
I don't think it's.
He gassed out. I will say he mainly did just gas out, but like I don't know, man. Like
I wasn't seeing him like throwing combinations with both hands much at all.
it was just weird.
Maybe he was injured. Like maybe his
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, but he hasn't said anything yet about that, so I don't know.
I
Yeah,
also I also kind of don't want to hear that shit just because like I'm sick of these fighters like coming in, getting like injured, like coming in with major injuries and then like losing and shit, and then it's like you should have just pulled out and fought healthy-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. I think a big part of this that a lot of people aren't talking about was Moreno was going. It was on the back foot a lot of the fight. Royval was doing a really good job of pressuring him, and I feel like that's usually what Moreno is doing to his opponent. So maybe he wasn't used to that. He's used to having to like dodge big punches from big punchers like Figueiredo, and I don't know. Maybe Royval. It was a late replacement, to be fair. I think Royval just kind of threw him off. It was just I don't want to shit on Moreno too much. I'm trying to praise Royval a little more. What do you guys think Royval did well?
I mean, he just kept on the gas pedal when Moreno got tired, and he just kept putting volume out there. It's just like, yeah, I mean, he did well. He did well at the end. He was throwing. He was just throwing. I mean, I wouldn't say he was landing a lot of different kind of shots, but he was just landing more, and he did well to just keep the pressure up. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
You seem very disappointed, Nick. Like it wasn't that. It
I
was
mean,
very close.
Moreno's on my team, but also like Royval is the number one contender. Just does not seem right to me. I, I don't know. Like he could not finish Pantoja when Pantoja was like about to fall back against the cage. Like I don't know. This man needs to work on the power in the gym, like or something.
All right, that's a good transition though on who Pantoja's next opponent is. Now, like I said, he's 0-5 against Moreno and Royval, so I don't even think Royval gets the next shot. It looks like it's going to be either Cape or Albazi. Who do you guys think is the most deserving to get the next shot at Pantoja?
I mean, what was Cape's last fight? I feel like it's been a fat minute since I've
It
seen
was
him.
Dos Santos, right?
Santos, yeah.
Like, how long ago was that?
That was the Hamzat card.
Oh,
Hamzat Usman.
Okay.
It's
okay.
October.
Oliveira.
That wasn't too bad then. That wasn't too long ago, I guess. But I mean, I guess Cape. Give it to Cape. I would say.
Cape's exciting.
I would rather see Cape in there personally.
Yeah, I would rather see K, but I think they'll give it to Albazi. Just because
And then
he's
you could
part of France and like the timing is kind of makes sense.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Moreno, so
Because doesn't Cape have a fight already? Did he not?
let me double check.
Feel like
Cape is where's Cape?
feel like he might.
Oh, Cape's right number 6. I don't think he has a fight lined up.
Oh, yeah, just give it to him.
Give it to Cape, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'd rather see that fight. I think Cape could low key win that if he just gets into those later rounds. To be honest,
Well, what are you guys' thoughts on Albazi as a contender?
I think he's decent, but I feel like he's the same fighter as Pantoja, but Pantoja's like better in every area. I would say
I agree with that.
they're like very similar, but I'd say Pantoja's like better in every area except like cardio.
Okay, I think. What's the path for Brandon Moreno next? Like, what's his next fight?
Mm, I think flyweight.
He's been pretty active, I feel like.
Mm, yeah, you might need to take a break for a sec.
Yeah, Royval could fight like Kaikar France or Cape because he's so like Cape's he is ranked number 6. I just realized I thought he was ranked higher.
Yeah, maybe give Cape. Damn. Give Cape Moreno. Depending on how fast Moreno wants to get back in there.
Yeah, maybe Nikolai. He's at number 5.
Mateus, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's gonna have to fight down at this point, like a decent amount. Yeah, this is like he's gonna be on his defend the rank shit at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
You can't hold a high rank when he just came off a loss like that.
On his Whitaker stuff.
Exactly. So I just think that someone's gonna get a chance, either Cape or Nicolau, to fight up, and he's gonna have to defend it.
I mean, I say screw it if Mokaev gets a quick sub here.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Fast track him. He's ready. He's ready.
Man,
He has that dog in him. He has that dog in him, bro. I'm telling you.
He's nice. It's crazy how like much better this division has gone over the years. I remember like, people they were about to cut this division. I feel like it's an exciting division right now.
I feel like Dana White kind of had a prejudice against like the lighter weight classes early on, but I mean like the thing is these little guys can go. That's the thing. Like these smaller guys, like the fights have a different feel and aspect to them. So it's like I've grown to appreciate it. You know what I mean? The same way like women's MMA has a different like aspect to it, like where it's way less like except for on the top end, like it's way less about like power and shit. It's like way more about technique and all of that. Like I just feel like all of these like lower weight classes, like when I watch a heavyweight fight, there's a certain like thing you expect. And then when you watch like the little guys flying around, like shooting takedowns with no one can really gain top control because they're so light and springy. You know what I mean? It's like different.
If only DJ was still here, that'd be so crazy.
I think he'd still be fucking everybody up.
Oh, he'd still be the best in the world, I think.
He's over there.
All right, guys. Anything else on the main event before we move on?
No, man, I'm good on it. I'm ready to get to my motherfucking boy. City,
What you,
Brian,
Clark?
baby.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, then, boys. We can move on to the co-main, Yair versus Ortega. We got two Ortega fanboys here. Ortega got the sub. He looked nasty. I can't even lie. Yair looked good on the feet, the first round only, really. But he clearly got suffocated and got tired. Basically gave the choke to Ortega. Ortega's back. You guys take it away, man. You guys take it away.
Man, what did I say? I was reading a bunch of MMA predictions as I do going into cards. And all the experts, quote unquote experts, were out here saying that like no way that Ortega wins this fight. He's been off too long, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the striking. We haven't seen him look good against anyone but Korean Zombie striking. All of this blah 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 shit. And I told you guys on the preview, the only thing that fucking matters, which is the fact that Yair cannot stay off of his back and Ortega is a fiend on the ground. I feel like people kind of suffer from recency bias and they forget how good people are at certain things if they haven't used them recently. And like Ortega's jujitsu is like Charles Oliveira level. Like he will snatch that sub out of anywhere damn near. And like he needs to be respected. That's it. Title shot now. Like we need it.
Hmm. We need one more. I don't know if Taforia is the. I don't know if that's the one to take on.
That's more you my fucking love. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
but if Taporia doesn't like fucking Volcom, bro, then what? We already know Ortega has a chin. So
yeah,
then
but
Taporia ain't getting taken down. I don't think.
to be fair, he was close to getting finished somewhat. That was the first time he got dropped, I think. I don't know, man. I was happy though. I was happy. I didn't I didn't end up betting on this one for the parlay got busted right before, but I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't confident that Ortega would win, but I knew he could because of Yair's deficiencies to stop any takedown coming his way. I mean, Max Holloway took this man down. So I was kind of surprised. I was watching a lot of prediction videos as well. I was very surprised. Everyone was like so confident, and that Ortega was like no good anymore. This man's only real losses are to Volk and Max. Like,
I swear, and he almost strangled Volk the fuck out. Like if Volk taps to that shit, we have a whole different scenario going on. The whole narrative is different. You know what I mean? Volk's just a monster. But at the end of the day, we're not gonna act like Ortega doesn't be having his moments in every fight. He's one of those like he's in it to the end type of fighters because his jujitsu is so nasty.
mhm. He just did well. I mean, just on the ground, he kept control very well the whole time. Yair, I will say to Yair's credit, he's gotten way better at jiu-jitsu and throwing up subs. But clearly against Ortega, just outmatched in that area.
The
And
one thing that, go ahead.
no, I'm good.
The one thing that like I was surprised with is the ground and pound of Ortega. Like once he got him down there, it wasn't like a quick sub situation. It was just like, no, I'm gonna get this round back because he had already, taken a good amount of damage. So he was like focused on like getting that damage back. And it was actually like the ground and pound, the elbows, the decent top pressure that really like suffocated Yair and like opened up the sub for him. So I was like pretty impressed with his ground and pound improvements.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed. I did pick Yair. I'm not gonna lie. My biggest reason was the layoff. I just feel like a lot of these fighters coming off layoffs, they've been losing recently, and I thought Yair was winning the first fight. I thought Yair was levels ahead of him on the feet. My biggest surprise was how often Ortega would shoot for takedowns. I feel like we really haven't seen that. We were talking about this before the pod. With his submissions, they're kind of out of weird situations like scrambles, people trying to get up off the ground. I feel like his wrestling has definitely improved a lot, which I'll definitely give him credit for. That's a huge addition to his game. Um, for Yair, I don't know. I was just expecting a little more resilience, a better takedown defense. But hey, man, shout out to T City, man. It is good to see him back. I can't lie. He is a very exciting fighter and unique one.
Most definitely. One of my favorite fighters, definitely my favorite fighter in that division, honestly, like for a while. I really always cheer for him, bro. I love a good jujitsu practitioner. Like, especially if you can like mix it up on the feet too. Like, he's nasty.
He's my favorite fighter on my squad right now.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes.
let's talk what's next for both of them. We'll start with Yair, the loser. He's obviously very far away from a title shot now. I'm just gonna pull up the rankings real quick. What would you guys get for Yair? Arnold Allen, maybe? That's a fun fight.
Yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense. I think there's like a card in London in a few months, so like that'd be pretty perfect.
That'd be a banger.
I can
Yeah,
get
I'm good with that, honestly.
Okay. And for Ortega, what is next for Ortega?
Mm, honestly, you know what? It'd be funny if Aljo beats Cater and then Ortega could just sub him and get him out.
You
Like,
get the title shot. I'm for that.
I'm I'm cool with them giving Ortega a title shot just because I don't want to see Tapore's next fight against Volk. Like Tapore's got to fight one time before Volk gets back in there, and I think Ortega's a good like guy in the middle to get people excited. And I know he's coming off only one win after all these years off, but like, who else are
yeah,
you gonna give it to in the featherweight
I feel like
division?
they might give it to Evilov.
Okay,
Just he's undefeated and he has,
Give Ortega the winner of that, then fuck it.
yeah.
Depending on how the timing works out.
because featherweight's interesting right now because Volk's coming off the loss. Holloway's at lightweight right now.
Yeah,
Ortega's the next guy up.
I mean, it could just be Volk though. Like, Volk could just say screw it and come back in like 6 months.
I would just yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
I just don't want to see that.
No, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
need
I
to.
would want to see that. I also feel like Sean O'Malley is still in play to fight Taporia.
Apparently, he might fight Ryan Garcia in the UFC. I don't know. Just kidding.
Uh,
I mean, I would watch it obviously, but like, I just don't think it would happen.
All right, guys. Anything else on the co-main?
No, that's it.
no.
Alrighty then. We are gonna skip the Rosas Jr. card because he pulled out due to illness. That fight's been postponed to this weekend's card. Oh, Daniel Zellhuber versus Francisco Padro. This was a nasty fight. Padro got kind of fucked up. He showed a lot of heart, but like his eye was badly compromised. I'm very impressed, and I have a lot of faith in Zellhuber as a potential future contender. What do you guys think? Way down the line, but
You can start, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I ever since the what's his name, Lando
Benata.
Nada, yeah, yeah. Ever since that fight when he subbed him, I've not seen a lot of people at all sub Lando. Feel like he's tough to sub, and I was just impressed by his fight IQ in there, just throwing the jab because Prado was just coming in the whole time. I mean, Prado kind of had to with Zellhuber's long frame. I think that's what makes him special in this division. This is at lightweight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty big frame, kind of like Jalen Turner in this division. And he used his skills well in there, and he was just putting nice combinations together. The jab was just working well the whole fight, really. Uh, I don't know how you guys had it. I had it 29-28. I thought Prado might have won the first round.
That's fair.
But I think Prado got tired. He was really over swinging a lot throughout the second and third round. And he definitely was getting frustrated by the jab. But yeah, Zellhuber did well just to work behind the jab. And I was impressed by him. I could see him as a future title contender for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed. I thought that his opponent did a good job in the first round with the pressure. I think that I feel like he got caught a couple of times, Huber, and it kind of like woke him up. Like, okay, I gotta stay more on my footwork and shit, not let this guy get close. And then for the damn near like the rounds 2 and 3, it felt like he was just out of range of all the big overhand rights and shit. And he was picking them apart, playing the Matador. Um, I thought Prado did gas out a little bit, but I would say like it was more just like he kind of kept the pressure on, kept in the fight the whole time. It never felt like he was out of there, but he was just getting like slightly outclassed.
Yeah, he was still there.
I think I want to see one more fight from Zellhuber before we get into the 15 into the top 15. I was about to say he should get a top 15 opponent, but then I opened the rankings and it's the number 15 is Drew Dober. So lightweight is just filled with murderers. So build him slowly, man. No rush.
I'd give him Drew Dober and see where he's at. I think.
Okay.
I think he'll beat a Drew Dober if as long as he doesn't get caught.
Okay. I respect it. All right, guys. Those are pretty much like the bigger fights on the card, including the prelims and the rest of the main card. Are there any specific fights you guys want to touch on?
I do want to shout out Manuel Torres.
Okay, we can talk about that.
Yeah, this man looking dangerous right now in the UFC. He's starting to become one of my like new favorite fighters. He could finish anyone anyway, good striking. He did have to take a good one to the chin in that first minute.
Scary.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then just to have the strength and mind just to toss a big dude like Chris Dunk into the ground, like that was just crazy to me. Like a lot of strength, good jiu-jitsu as well, little bit of good ground and pound. It was just an impressive performance, and I'm excited to see what this guy does.
And the UFC is 3-0 with 3 finishes, so
How old is he?
I'm not sure. Are you gonna check, Clark?
I'll check.
Oh,
Probably
he's exciting.
30.
Okay. Yeah, he's at lightweight also.
Yeah, actually, they might just do those two next. Him, Zellhuber.
That'd be a nasty fight. I think I might take Torres.
Yeah, the way he's been going. What am I seeing? 28.
Oh, dude, Ricky Tercios is my boy, though. I just noticed who Raul was fighting. Ricky
Yeah.
Tercios is my boy from the Contender, bro.
I kind
Hmm.
of want to bet on him. I was telling Clark earlier.
He's
He
kind of
said I'm foolish.
he's a scrapper, but
No.
Rosas might be able to sub his ass,
Yeah,
bro.
no, he's gonna. No, yeah, he's snatching him up.
And Ricky hasn't had too many fights recently either, which is a little concerning.
Yeah.
What about you, Xavier? Any other fights on the card that you want to talk about real quick?
Ross ZM needs to get it together, but we don't need to talk that much about it. Oh,
Yeah,
ooh,
especially against Pulis.
who do you guys think won the Victor Almatrano fight versus Dos Santos?
I thought Victor won the first two.
I also kind of did.
Yeah, people were pissed.
I definitely won like money off Dos Santos, but I remember just being like, damn, they just robbed him though. They just robbed Altamirano, like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
said in the chat, we got away with one, boys.
yeah, we fucking snagged that one, but I did feel like that was shitty. Like, I do kind of feel bad, even when my bets work out. Like, there is a human part of me that's just still like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, they really just robbed this person of damn near like half their money, their win money.
Yeah, it's bad.
Their career down.
Shout out Neymar also, first fight of the card. He's 3-0 also.